Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. But maybe we should warm up first. Hello, my name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Coach Lauren right here. Thank you for joining us at the Restore and Recharge at the Bar, where we'll start with our strength, start with our stretch, play with our strength. Maybe I'm not ready to go in yet, coach.
Do a nice warm-up and then you'll be ready.
All right, here we go. So Lauren will use the box here, her hands on that apparatus. Do you have a ottoman, chair, slightly inclined position? If not, maybe you'll use your hands on knees instead. Start with that nice extended spine, which means long, or your tailbone tipping back, reaching to the ceiling. At the head neck, very casual, look forward, which means extension on the neck, and then tuck a chin towards that top of sternum. That's flexion. Do that once more. Low effort as we extend through the neck. Hopefully nothing else is moving if you're looking at Lauren or feeling your own movements in yourself. Return the head neck to neutral. Then round through that upper back just a little bit, but then retract through the shoulder blades or pull them together. Then push the heart forward or the sternum forward as you extend through that ribcage T-spine, and then flex again. Repeat one last time. Extension, little flexion, ribcage towards hips, and finish in extension. We're here for one more time. Now it's at the tailbone, at those hips. Tuck under the hips as to initiate your cat pose, and then pull those femur heads into the hip as you tip the tailbone to ceiling or that anterior tip of the hip. Repeat again. Tuck under. Think hips only, spine stays long. Then pull those femur heads back in to the hip socket, tipping the hip like a cow. Then push the feet out, push the hips through, and shake that out. Heads, ribs, and hips. And think about that back and forth action, the cat and cow, in the hips later in today's practice. Shoulder time, Lauren.
Shoulder time. All right, let's stand up tall and gently bring our elbows and our hands towards our W position. From our W position, lightly shrug the shoulders, I don't know, and then pull them down, juicing the oranges in the armpits. Repeat that one more time. Light shrug, light pull down. Now, limiting the movement of the arms, they might move a little bit, but try to protract or round those blades forward around the rib cage. Then retract the blades like you're pinching a pencil in between them. Repeat again. Protract those blades, pressing them forward, and then retract them, lightly pinching them together. Relax a little bit, find a nice position for those blades, slightly retracted, slightly elevated, and then from here, let's slowly extend towards our T shape. Our T might be a T, it might also be a V, or whatever letter that might be. Either is good. Lightly shrug the shoulders, and then pull them down. Blades go forward. Blades retract back, either from the T, the V, towards the Y, or stay where you are. Repeat again. Shrug the shoulders, pull them down. Protract the blades forward, retract them back. One more move towards the overhead position. Elbows remain straight. Shrug the shoulders, pull them down. Blades go forward, blades retract back. Now grab the sky and start pulling it down, engaging those lats, pulling those elbows towards the side of your body, keeping the core brace. Let's rotate our palms to face our face, and then with 50 pounds in each hand, slowly start to lower that weight. Keep those blades lightly retracted as you slowly extend the elbows. Try to get to the most extended position, making those elbows straight, triceps are burning, and then gently relax and shake it out.
Relax and shake. You can stay right where you are, right there. Lauren looks great. The bench is a little bit in the way here, but focus on the feet here. Let's pull up a single heel. Pause here like that lunge foot on this side, and with the standing leg, tuck under and push that hip through. Now point to the toe. The taller that you are on here will make it a little bit easier to tolerate that load underneath the foot. If that's all right for you, let's flex over on that ankle, then find the strength in the toes to push back, and then continue to push that hip through to return the heel to the floor. Same thing on the other side. Pull the heel off. Pause there. Tuck under that standing leg, squeeze your bum, push forward. Then the toe point. The taller you get on that standing leg, the easier that'll be on the toe point. Then gently flex over. Then back through the foot. Return to that demi-point or lunge foot and continue to push the hip forward to return the heel to the floor. One more time. Up to the demi, point, always aiming to get tall on that standing leg. Flex over the toes, embrace that tension. Back through the toes, and then push the foot forward to extend the hip. Final effort, other side. Peel. Peel to point. Point to the gentle over. Then push the toes forward. Push the foot forward and the hip, believe it or not, forward. And then a little shake from there. How's it going, Lauren?
Great.
Got those feet going? Excellent. Were you from here? We'll look at the menu.
Captain Morgan.
The Captain Morgan is right here. Excellent.
So get an object out that you can place your foot on, a chair, an ottoman, and stand behind it. Gently bending a single knee, keeping those quads parallel, pull that leg up and place it on your object. Oh, my feet's too giant for this bench here. All right, let's lightly hike a hip up and then pull a hip down. Repeat one more time. Hike a hip up, pull a hip down. Now, tilt the tailbone to the back wall on both sides, and then gently tuck under that tailbone on both sides. Repeat again, tailbone tilt. Now this time, try thinking about leaving your standing leg tilted to the back, but leaving your top leg tilted to the back, but tucking under your standing leg. What you might feel is that you have to push down and pull with that bent leg as your standing leg tucks under. So feel this scissor compression here. For 3, 2, relax, but try to stay. So try to ease off the tension, but stay where you are. Let's do that one more time. We're driving down with that top leg, pulling it in. That bottom leg is ramrod straight, and we're extending that back hip. So again, scissoring in the hips for 4, 3, 2, keep that bottom leg nice and straight. Slowly start to lift off your top leg, keeping it bent, brushing it back to parallel, and then straightening that leg out underneath. Give it a little shake and do the same thing on the other side. Bending the other knee, bringing it up, keeping those hips level, foot will land on your step. First, we hiked that hip up, and then we pulled it down. Repeat again, lightly hike that hip up, and then pull down. Now from here, we tilted the tailbone to the back wall, or that anterior tilt to the hip, and then we scooped under. Let's do that again. As we tip those hips to the back wall, that femur goes back of the top leg. We'll keep that side there, and we'll gently try to tuck under that right hip. Oh, it might not be your right hip, the standing leg hip. So as you tuck under that standing leg hip, your top leg is pushing down and pulling in. Feeling that scissor compression in your hips for 4, 3, 2, relax, but try to stay. Let's do it again. Gather up the tension of the standing leg to squeeze. Push down the top leg, pulling in. Scissoring for 4, 3, 2, easy off, but keep the tension in the bottom leg as you lift the top. Bend in, brushing back, and straighten out underneath.
Don't forget those shakes. Wiggle it out. That opposition forces, those scissors. Thank you very much, Lauren. From here, let's get into a high lunge position, gently exploring that very similar shape. Kick your bum, toe ball heel to the back. High lunge stance. Then take your arm at your side and reach it to forward. First, are those hips square? Let me get a little closer here, sorry. Are those hips square? Chest as well, head looking forward. Through that armpit, round that shoulder blade around the rib cage, but stay square. Then retract that shoulder. Repeat. Push that shoulder blade forward, and by a degree, rotate the upper body towards that arm out front. Then retract. Then for the last time, protract, meaning reach forward around. Keep the head forward, but open up through that rib cage next. Then fasten the seatbelt, Shoulder towards that back leg hip, then finish a retraction of that arm out front, step through, and relax. Alternate which leg was to the back. So for me, that's the left. I'm squared up nice and straight. The back heel can be on the ground. My left leg is to the back, so that means my left arm will be out front. Hips forward, shoulders and head as well. Then through that armpit, protract, reaching forward, keeping the body square. Then retract. Shoulder blade approaches the spine in the middle of the back. Repeat. Go forward, protracting, scooping down to go forward, then retract. For the last repetition, we'll do the same effort again, protracting forward. Hips stay forward, head stays forward, upper back turns. Then return to square, pulling across the body, retract the shoulder, step through, arm down, the shake and the wiggle. The rib cage should move. The shoulder blades should move, but then what moves and where? Slide across that rib cage with those blades.
We're back to our step. Again, approach it, standing behind, bending a single knee, bringing it up to place it on your step. I might actually talk sideways to you because it might be better for you to see this from here. We're tall. We're already level hips, right? So put them in level. That push down, pull a little bit, tuck under here. We're going to bend our standing leg this time into a knee bend. Now you're going to extra scoop under that standing leg hip. Keep it squeezed, keep it scooped. Ceiling comes down on your head. Stay the same height and try to straighten that back leg. And it might not happen, and that's okay. We're staying tucked under. We're trying to straighten for 3, 2, gently relax. Rebend the knee, retuck under, push down, add that little pull. Again, the ceiling is still down right now, but you're trying to straighten. So you're staying tucked, trying to straighten that back knee for 3, 2. Now the ceiling's gonna rise slowly. So slowly start straightening that knee and allow yourself an inch or 2 of growth if needed. But keep extending that back hip forward as you do so. 3, 2, relax the tension. Gently start to lift up that standing leg. We'll brush it back behind us and straighten it out underneath. Ooh, little different. Same thing on the other side. Bend your other leg, bring it up, place it on the step. Level the hips. From here, we're pushing down in that front foot and lightly pulling it back. We'll bend our standing leg knee. We'll tuck under that standing leg hip and keep it squeezed. From that position, ceiling down, slowly try to straighten that knee. Slowly for 3, 2, relax and stay. Maybe rebend the knee, retuck that hip under. Squeeze, ceiling is still down as we try to straighten that back leg. Holding for 3, 2. Now the ceiling slowly rises, not quickly, slowly. As you start straightening out that back leg, try to keep the hip tuck as you do so. Keep that push down as you do so. And now with that fully straight back leg, slowly start lifting up the front foot, bending the knee as you're bringing it back, and straighten it out underneath. Whew. Give it a little shake.
The shake, the shake. We'll get to the floor in a second for some push-ups, but let's start by doing a gentle forward fold. Starting with your feet in a parallel position, hands across the body or firmly at your sides, but retract those shoulders together. Initiate the chin tuck, flexion of the spine, then round like that candy cane shape with your rib cage approaching the belly button, and then those hips. Aim to keep the knees straight as you flex the trunk onto those hips. At the bottom of your range, take a breath and exhale. Maybe bend the knees, then re-straighten those legs. And one more time, breath in, exhale. And one more breath in. And on your exhale, pull yourself back up, stacking those bottom vertebrae to the middle vertebrae, to the upper back, and finish with the head and neck. My hamstrings love that stretch. If you want an extra stretch on that, what we'd like to do in our studio is do that against the wall. We love our hinge, but be strict on that fold.
We have one more routine with our step. Same entry, bend a single leg, keeping those hips level, bring the foot up onto your step. Really drill that standing leg into the floor. Feel that kind of screw in external rotation, foot gripping the floor. Now lightly pull the top leg in and think about lifting the foot off of the step. Keep that standing leg strong. Right now we're just thinking about it. Now actually create some distance between your foot and the step, lifting off and holding. As you do that, could you lightly tilt your hips towards the back wall, pulling that femur in, but keep trying to lift. And then try to again lightly tilt the hips or reach that femur back and try to lift and hold for 3, 2. Let's keep that knee bent, brushing it back behind us and straightening it out underneath. So the goal here is that we're flexing our hip without allowing our tailbone or low back to curl underneath. Think about that as we do the other side. Bending that single leg, bringing it up onto our step. So first, establish that strong foundation by standing leg screwing into the floor. Then, with it rooted, pretend to lift off. But before you lift off, pull that femur into its socket. Pretend, pretend, pretend. Now the pretend becomes real and we slowly start to lift. As we lift, could we reach that femur in its socket a little bit more and lift up? So we're going compression as we lift. Let's try it one more time. Compress in to lift, keeping that knee bent for 3, 2, keeping it bent as it brushes back behind us, and then straightens out to parallel.
Feeling those hips. Lauren will take that bench and move it off to the side. We'll replace the bench. Holy cow, coach. Look at you go. Replace that bench with a balance aid to your side, the kitchen counter, a chair without wheels would be best. Bars on the wall will do the same. There she is.
Sorry.
We're back. Let's fold to the floor though first and just review a quick plank series. Let's get there through our forward fold. It's the chin tuck, start at the top. Then round through that rib cage or upper back. And if you need to bend the knees, of course you could to prioritize that movement through the spine. If allowed, straighten those legs, dangle in the fold, take a breath, and then find the floor. Fingertips first, callus lines next, then those full heels or the full hand. We warm up our wrists a lot, but those cues for wrists continue to be root the fingers, screw the palms in, blood donations forward, and either from a modified position, like I'm showing here, or our high planks position, as Lauren will show shortly. Slowly build strength, build tension, and pull your right hand towards your right knee. For 5, which is now 3, build that tension and control the relaxed effort. Same effort on the other side. So isometrically, pull that hand to the knee. Breathe. Squeeze. 2, 1, ease away. Return your knees to the floor. Now let's do both of those train tracks or cross-country skis as we change from fall to winter here. Let's pull that right hand to right knee, left hand to left knee, and squeeze your bum. Brace your core, sing happy birthday, or at least breathe and coast that effort away. From here, let's tip our tailbone to the ceiling like the cow, compressing the femur in that hip, then push the floor forward. Tip the tailbone to the ceiling and walk up to either assemble in your hinge, the way I am here, or maybe the fold, like I'm pressuring Lauren into do, opposing my hinge. Hinge, long spine, fold, flex spine, stand up nice and control, hips through, stack the spine if you're in that fold, and then shake it out.
Excellent.
Balance aids at your side, hip bar time with Lauren.
Excellent. For that hip bar, we'll be standing tall on our inside leg, which is the leg closest to our balance aid. Let's take the outside leg and point it to the front. Now, bring it back underneath. I want you to imagine that you have a cylinder around you, and the cylinder is only as big as you can reach with that toe with your hips staying level. So let's do that again. Reach to the front. Did your hips stay underneath you? Yes, good answer. Externally rotate inseam up towards the ceiling. With that inseam pointed up towards the ceiling, send that leg out to the side. So you're drawing or tracing the radius of your circle, cylinder. Gently internally rotate or hide that inseam, keep those hips level. Continue that circle all the way around the back. Try to make it a perfect circle versus a half circle with a square corner. Then flex over the foot, bringing it underneath and growing tall. Let's repeat to the back. So we'll reach to the back with a flexed foot. We'll start turning that corner of the circle as we reach around. We'll get to that pointed toe, getting to the side, and then completing the circle all the way around to the front. Once in the front, pull that leg underneath, pushing the hips forward to finish. And then gently relax. Take a second off and switch sides.
One of my favorite moves. Such a nice stretch for that.
Yes. All right, staying tall on that inside leg. We'll point that outside leg to the front and only as far as it goes, keeping the hips level. Externally rotate. Remember that cylinder. Try to make it the same size on this side as you draw that leg to the side. Once in that side position, lightly rotate in, and then continue drawing that circle all the way around to the back. Once out the back, try to get it directly behind your 6 o'clock. Roll over the foot, keep the knee straight as it returns underneath. And then to the back. We reach long, keep that foot flexed. Then rotate open the femur in the socket so that inseam starts to come around the corner facing forward. Complete that circle around to the front. And then draw that leg underneath, hips push forward as you finish. And relax. Whew. Cylinders.
Cylinders. Circles or cylinders, three-dimensional shapes, or just that 1D, but go all directions in those hips. Let's get back to the floor. Let's implement that forward fold. Moderate chin tuck. Start the top of the head to the chin. Then the rib cage or T-spine flexes next. Bend the knees if you need. Try to keep them straight over time and enjoy that fold. Take your breath and then find the floor with the fingertips. Calluses, hands, articulate through the hands just like through the feet. And let's assemble in our planks position again. From this position, tip your tailbone to the ceiling like a cow. Then scoop underneath and hopefully you feel more engagement on glutes and abs. Now from the modified position to the high position like Lauren, let's pull on the diagonal as to pull the hand to the foot or knee on the opposite side. Relax. In this case, I'll be pulling my right hand to my left knee.
Like we're doing it on the other side.
The other diagonal. 3, 2, and then relax. Place those knees down, maybe a moderate tailbone tip like a cow, and re-engage those core muscles as we tuck under those hips. Then pull on the diagonal, right hand to left knee. Then the other diagonal at the same time, left hand to right knee. Create an X. Diagonal styles for strength for 3, 2, coast away. I hinge last time, so this time I'm going to fold while Lauren shows that hinge. The tailbone reaches to the ceiling, then keep the legs straight if you can if you're folding. Shins vertical if you're doing your hinge. And extend to tall. And watch out for those apparatuses on or off the screen. And shake. Hip bar style number 2, though. Get that back, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
With our chair. Let's now do our hip bar with a bent knee. Standing tall on your inside leg. We'll peel that outside leg up off the floor. Let's start low. Connect your foot to your malleolus or that bone near your ankle. From here, keep those hips level. So probably lift up that outside leg just a little bit and pry that leg open to the side. Then use those adductor muscles to pull the leg back to center. Let's do that 2 more times. Bowl of punch hips, pry that knee open to the side, feel that glute in the back, and then use the adductor to pull back to center. One last time, we'll send the knee to the side. We'll hold it here. This time, we'll disconnect that foot from the shin. We'll start lifting the ankle or internally rotating that femur. Imagine your knee has a marker on it and you want to draw a partial circle around the back corner and then bringing it right behind you and returning it to parallel underneath. From this position, we're going to reach to the back now. Reach, but keep that core brace. The leg is going to open to that side or that number 4 position, sending the knee to the side and the foot will reconnect towards that shin position. Then adduct the leg, bringing it back through to center, brushing back to parallel. Now as you straighten this leg, try to stay keeping those hips level underneath you. Whew. Shake it out. Do the same thing on the other side. Tall, tall on that inside leg. Bending the outside knee, bringing it up towards the front, start low. Foot towards ankle bone. Hips stay level, pry the knee open to the side, and then pull it back to center using those muscles on the inner thigh. Repeat again, drive it open. As you drive open, stay tall on that inside leg as to not slump out of it. Pull back to center. One last time, keeping that outside hip up as you pry that leg open. Now from here, we'll disconnect that foot. We'll start rotating the femur in or lifting the ankle. That's that partial circle around the back as we reach, bringing it back behind us, inseam to inseam, quads parallel. Then keep that core brace as we reach slightly to the back. The leg will rotate open in the socket, knee coming to the side, foot coming underneath your body. From here, from this figure 4 position, draw the leg to the front, brushing it back to parallel, and then keeping level as you straighten that leg out underneath. And shake it off. Taylor.
Haha, those pop culture references are all over the place with that, Lauren. I like my exercise puns alliteration. Pop culture maybe is Lauren's game right there. I like to revisit the feet and how that pertains to some of our silly walks. And in this case, we're going to horse around. So I'm going to back up here, just have a little bit of a laneway in the front, and Lauren's side profile can show this as well. From here, let's do our little plie squat, hips stay over those feet. There will be a weight transfer, so transfer weight to one side. Here I'm on my right. Then point the other leg out, land toe, ball, heel. Pull yourself across, just like that diagonal in our movement clock. Then the stiff leg in the back, pull it underneath to the plie shape. Most of the weight's on my left leg here. So then point, toe, ball, heel, accept the floor, push, point the other leg, and here we go. Stay low. That ceiling has gotten a little bit lower now as we pull ourselves across. Stiffen the one leg, pull it underneath. Repeat again. Diagonal, toe, ball, heel, pull, and push. Hello.
Good day.
Then pull underneath. We'll do that one last time here as you reach out to the diagonal. Pull and push. Where are those hips? Sit nice and level. Pull back underneath to the plie. Then push and get tall. And shake. Forever I wondered why that was called the horse stance. Maybe it's because when a horse runs, it does not bob up and down, but rather glides on the horizon. That's something. I thought the zoo exhibits were tomorrow, but that was pretty good. Clip clop.
Actually.
Little clip clop. We did our hip bars. We did our silly walks. Let's continue those efforts with our Shiko squat. Open up to your second position. From here, push your feet down and out, extending those hips. Does that cramp your glutes? Does that open those hip flexors in the front? It could. Try to find that. Then pull the heels together with stiff legs. And does that fire up those adductors while also firing up these butt muscles? And then relax. We'll utilize that pull. So preload, pull those heels together to descend into your first squat. From here, push out, quads, extend those knees, and glutes, extend those hips till our tall position again. Let's repeat. Pull in. Feel the adductors guide yourself down against gravity, and then power up, pushing away from center to extend those hips through. One more repetition. Preload, pull. Descend with control. Then again, press away from center to grow tall with tension. and then relax and heel toes back together. Planks, maybe a push-up or two. Take it away, Lauren.
Push-up or two. We're going to get to the floor. If you feel like push-ups are for you, let's do some. If you don't, why don't you hold a plank? Use your hip hinge, chopping your hips back, nice long spine. We're going to walk ourselves out either to the modified push-up position or plank position from the knees, or regular on your toes. Let's start with the number 5. Pack your shoulders, brace your core. If 5's too many, do less than 5. Here we go. Pulling yourself down, pressing away. As you do the next 4, are your glutes still squeezed and your core still braced? You're pulling those shoulders down to keep them out of your ears, engaging your lats as you do your push-ups. I believe we have one more here. And then we're going to push forward and back, lifting the tailbone to the ceiling, bending the knees as you walk your hands back, ending up revisiting that hinge position with that nice long spine. Drive down and out on the floor to push your hips through.
The sumo, trying to get low and familiarize with that strong base of support for exercises or yard work when you lift something up. Then the balance component takes it from the sumo to the shiko. Let's pull ourselves low, and then we'll power up. Choose a leg, push down, choose a leg, and hold that low pose just like Lauren's leg bar. Then straighten the leg, there's my radius, and then toe ball heel, return to the sumo. Power through those legs, hold your balance with a butt squeeze, and then point the toe back to that circle radius shape here, and repeat. Push through. Climb the leg if that's for you, but if you do, straighten the knee fully before it lands toe ball heel, push, cramp the leg, climb, full extension of the knee to toe ball heel. One more time here, stay low, climb if available, point, land, toe ball heel, and final repetition, balance, climb, point, toe ball heel. Now up through center, or one more.
Sure.
That works. That definitely works. And then heels together with that little shake and wiggle. High tension, and then those things for that relaxation. 5 push-ups is perfect for me today, and I did it from my knees. So what do you have next, Lauren?
6 push-ups.
Woo!
Pick your number, whatever works for you. Make them strong, and like you could still do more at the end. It could be 1, it could be 6. Chop those hips back, walking yourself out into that plank position or high push-ups. Whether from your knees or your toes, let's squeeze our glutes, pull our shoulders down, keep our head in line with our spine as we lower and then press. And lower and press. Shoulders are down. Glutes are squeezed. Core could take that punch. And for about 2 more, our head is staying in line, so no chicken necks. Last one. Push the floor forward and back, lifting the tailbone up. Walk those hands back towards your feet. Hinge, hinge. And then drive down and away to tall. Whoa.
Our last movement today, let's revisit that shiko. And I am obsessed with the ballet, but here, feel free to break some of those hip level type of rules. But we will revisit that sumo stance, perhaps 2 shoulder widths of yours apart. Then press down, pull together, descend in the shiko, and power up. Climb the leg. Challenge your balance. Lean, reach. Slow is harder, so let's do that. And then power to the other side. Maybe you do that with that light balance aid at your side, but reserve or hold against the likelihood to grip it. And again, just use it as a little outrigger. Climb, balance,
keep your bottom leg
hips
straight.
Through, bottom leg straight, and then toe ball heel. Challenge yourself in those weird places that life might take us. Hips through for that stability, point the leg, watch out for your training partner, and do that maybe 1 more time each side. Climb, hips through, maybe hold that pose, and then down. And 1 more time for me, hold the balance. Climb, hips through, lengthen out. I hope that bottom leg's straight because I know Lauren's looking at it. Pull down to power up. And heel toes back together. Excellent.
We should do one more set of push-ups, Ian.
Okay. I'm
This
in.
time, 10 seconds. Gotcha.
Ooh.
We're going to descend slowly all the way to the floor for 10 seconds, and then we'll try to press ourselves up from the floor as one unit. Not for 10 seconds, just for like 1 or 2 seconds. Chop those hips back. Walk yourself out to that modified position or tall position. The countdown begins in 3, 2, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, soft landing. Now from here, keep the hands where they are. Slightly depress and retract those blades. Tuck the hips under. Your hips, chest, and either knees or not knees are going to leave the floor at the same time. So if you're staying on your knees, they're going to stay down. Chest and hips leave the floor at the same time. Press back up. Lifting those hips to the sky. Walking your hands back towards your feet. Bending the knees with your hinge. Driving down and away to stand up tall. Whew. Shake that out.
That was the final countdown. 10 seconds using that concentric, eccentric strength like we talked about in the newsletter this week. Create tension, but then also enjoy that relaxation. Thank you very much for being here this morning live at 9 o'clock, 9:30 on Fridays. We restore and recharge with our favorite movements from the bar so we may stay strong in our stretch. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
We will be back. Stay tuned to the link letter for next week, and we look forward to sharing more simple strength tips with you here and there and online. So take care, stay strong, and let's train soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.